Success is not a mystery. It is not something reserved only for the lucky few or the naturally talented. It is a science of the mind, a way of thinking that turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. David J. Schwartz, in his timeless classic The Magic of Thinking Big, shows us that the difference between a small life and a big life is not about intelligence, background, or connections. It is about the size of your thinking. Most of us underestimate ourselves. We set limits in our minds long before the world sets them for us. We think of success as something distant, something too big for us. We tell ourselves that other people are smarter, stronger, or better connected. But the truth is different. The truth is that the secret ingredient of success is not found outside. It is created inside the mind. The book begins with a simple but powerful idea. Success begins with belief. When you believe you can achieve something, your mind starts working like a magnet. It attracts ideas, people, and opportunities that bring you closer to your goal. When you believe you cannot achieve something, your mind also works, but this time it creates excuses, doubts, and barriers that stop you. In short, you become what you believe. This book is not about empty motivation or just positive thinking. It is about practical psychology that you can apply every single day. David Schwartz explains success in clear, simple steps that anyone can follow. He does not ask us to chase miracles. He asks us to think bigger, act smarter, and refuse to let excuses control our lives. Throughout the chapters, you will learn how to cure yourself of Excusitis, the disease of failure. You will discover how to build confidence and destroy fear. You will understand the importance of dreaming creatively, building the right environment, and developing the action habit. You will also learn how to turn defeat into victory, set powerful goals, and think like a leader in your personal and professional life. Each idea in this book is supported with stories and examples from real people: businessmen, teachers, doctors, students, and ordinary workers. They all started with the same problems that we face: fear of failure, lack of confidence, limited opportunities. But they transformed their lives by applying the magic of thinking big. And if they could do it, you can do it too. Think for a moment about the people you admire the most. Are they the smartest? Not always. Are they the richest by birth? Usually not. Are they connected to powerful families? Rarely. What they all have in common is vision. They think bigger than others. They do not allow excuses to shrink their future. They dare to believe in themselves when others doubt them. This book asks you to make a decision. Do you want to live small, safe, and limited? Or do you want to live big, bold, and full of possibilities? The choice is not outside you. It is inside you, in your belief system, in the way you see yourself, and in the size of your thinking. The first step to building a bigger life is building a bigger belief. Belief is the foundation on which every success story is built. Belief gives birth to confidence, action, and results. Without belief, even the best opportunities are wasted. With belief, even the most difficult paths can be crossed. So let us begin this journey by understanding the most important principle of success: the idea that belief alone can change your destiny. In the next chapter, we will see why the words "believe you can succeed and you will" are not just a slogan, but the most powerful truth of life. Chapter 1. Believe you can succeed and you will. The first and most powerful step towards success is belief. Success begins in the mind long before it shows up in your life. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that those who succeed are not necessarily smarter or more talented than others. They simply believe that they can succeed. Belief is like a seed. If you plant it in your mind and nourish it with action, it grows into achievements. If you do not believe, even the greatest opportunities slip away. Belief affects behavior. When you believe in success, you act differently. You take more initiative. You work harder. You persist when others give up. When you doubt yourself, you hesitate. You procrastinate. You find reasons to avoid challenges. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is a mental attitude that guides your actions and shapes your results. Schwartz explains that belief can be developed. It is not something you are born with. You can train your mind to expect success. One way to do this is by practicing the words I can, I will, and I am capable. Say them every day until they become your natural way of thinking. Your mind will start creating solutions instead of focusing on problems. He also points out that self-fulfilling prophecy is real. If you expect failure, you will unconsciously act in ways that cause it. If you expect success, you will unconsciously take the steps needed to achieve it. This is why thinking big matters. Small thinking limits results. Big thinking opens doors to opportunities that small minds never see. Belief also influences how others see you. People are drawn to confident, optimistic individuals. They want to work with them, help them, and follow them. A person who acts with certainty gains support and credibility even before results appear. Confidence born of belief attracts success like a magnet. Schwartz gives practical ways to build belief. First, avoid negative self-talk. Second, focus on past successes, no matter how small. Third, set small goals and achieve them to reinforce your faith in yourself. Fourth, spend time with positive people who encourage and challenge you. Belief grows when it is reinforced by your environment and actions. Another important point is that belief can overcome fear. Fear often prevents action, and action is the pathway to results. When you believe, fear diminishes because your mind is focused on solutions instead of obstacles. You begin to see possibilities where others see problems. In this chapter, Schwartz shares inspiring examples of ordinary people who achieved extraordinary results simply because they believed they could. They did not wait for perfect conditions or guaranteed success. They believed first, acted second, and results followed. Belief gave them courage, direction, and energy to persist. The ultimate lesson of this chapter is clear. Success is not random. It is a predictable result of thinking and believing in a certain way. When you believe you can succeed, you create the mental and emotional environment that makes success inevitable. Belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, a powerful force that moves you from doubt to action, from hesitation to achievement, and from ordinary life to extraordinary results. As we move to the next chapter, we will learn how to protect this belief by curing the one thing that destroys it faster than anything else: Excusitis, the failure disease. Chapter 2. Cure yourself of Excusitis, the failure disease. After belief, the biggest barrier to success is Excusitis. Excusitis is the habit of making excuses. It is the disease that keeps talented, intelligent, and hard-working people from achieving their true potential. People with Excusitis always find reasons why they cannot succeed. They blame age, health, luck, education, the economy, or other people. They focus on reasons to fail instead of reasons to act. David Schwartz calls Excusitis the failure disease because it spreads invisibly and destroys ambition. Even small amounts of it can prevent you from taking action or thinking big. The key to overcoming it is awareness. You must first recognize the excuses you tell yourself every day. Are you saying you are too young, too old, or too inexperienced? Are you blaming circumstances instead of finding solutions? Once you see the excuses clearly, you can take steps to remove them. Schwartz divides Excusitis into 4 main types. The first is health Excusitis. People say, I am not healthy enough, or I do not have energy to succeed. The truth is, most successful people have faced health challenges, but they do not let it stop them. They focus on what they can do, not what they cannot. The second is intelligence Excusitis. Some say, I am not smart enough, or I cannot compete with others. Belief and learning are far more important than raw talent. Successful people develop their skills, ask questions, and constantly improve. The third type is age Excusitis. People think they are too young to start or too old to change. But every age has advantages. Youth brings energy, curiosity, and fresh ideas. Experience brings wisdom, patience, and perspective. The fourth is luck Excusitis. People believe they need perfect conditions or good fortune. Successful individuals know that preparation and action create luck. They act first and let circumstances follow. To cure excusitis, Schwartz gives practical advice. First, adopt the habit of asking, "What can I do now?" Focus on solutions, not problems. Second, take responsibility for your actions and results. Stop blaming others or circumstances. Third, practice the opposite of excuses. If you feel like saying, "I am too busy," say instead, "I will make time." If you feel like saying, "I am too inexperienced," say, "I will learn as I go." Excusitis also hides in your language. Listen to how you talk about yourself and others. Replace negative statements with positive, action-oriented statements. Words like cannot, might, or impossible feed the disease. Words like can, will, and possible destroy it. Schwartz emphasizes that curing excusitis requires courage. You must be honest with yourself and willing to act even when conditions are not perfect. Most people wait for the perfect moment, but the perfect moment rarely comes. Action against excuses builds confidence and reinforces belief. Every time you act despite an excuse, you strengthen your mind and reduce fear. The lesson of this chapter is simple but powerful. Excusitis is not a minor flaw. It is the single most common reason why people fail to reach their potential. By identifying excuses, taking responsibility, and acting decisively, you remove the disease and create space for success. Belief alone is not enough if you let excuses control your behavior. Belief combined with action is unstoppable. In the next chapter, we will learn how to build confidence and destroy fear, the two essential companions of belief and action. Confidence is the bridge that turns belief into real achievements, and fear is the obstacle that excusitis often hides behind. Chapter 3. Build confidence and destroy fear. After belief and removing excuses, the next step toward success is building confidence and overcoming fear. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to action, growth, and achievement. It is invisible but powerful. It stops people from trying, learning, and taking risks. David Schwartz explains that confidence and fear are like opposite sides of the same coin. The more you act, the more confident you become. The more you hesitate, the stronger fear grows. Fear often appears as self-doubt. I am not ready. I might fail. What if I make a mistake? These thoughts prevent action. Schwartz teaches that fear can be conquered, not by eliminating it completely, but by acting in spite of it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to move forward even when you are afraid. Confidence is built through action. Take small steps first, and gradually increase the challenge. Every action you complete successfully, no matter how small, strengthens your belief in yourself. Confidence grows from experience, preparation, and repetition. It is not something you are born with. It is something you develop by doing. Schwartz provides practical ways to destroy fear and build confidence. First, act confidently even if you do not feel confident. Posture, voice, and attitude influence your mind and others' perception of you. Walk tall, speak clearly, and show energy in everything you do. Your body language reinforces your mental state. Second, prepare thoroughly. Preparation reduces uncertainty, and uncertainty fuels fear. The more you know, the less you fear. Third, isolate the fear. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? Once identified, break it down into smaller steps and act on them. Another key principle is to avoid overthinking. Thinking too much magnifies fear. Action reduces it. Start immediately on small tasks. Momentum builds naturally, and fear fades with progress. Waiting for perfect conditions is the enemy of confidence. Schwartz also emphasizes the importance of positive self-talk. Replace words like cannot, afraid, or might with I can, I will, and I am capable. Your mind listens to your words, and repeated positive messages build confidence. Imagine yourself succeeding before you actually do. Visualization and mental rehearsal train your brain to expect success. He also warns against negative influences. People who doubt you or discourage you weaken your confidence. Surround yourself with encouraging, optimistic, and supportive people. Their energy reinforces your own belief in yourself. Positive association multiplies confidence and diminishes fear. Finally, Courage grows when you focus on solutions, not problems. Fear appears when you fixate on obstacles. Confidence grows when you focus on possibilities. Think about how you can solve challenges instead of worrying about them. Action plus belief equals confidence. Confidence plus action equals results. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Fear is temporary, but missed opportunities can last a lifetime. Confidence is the bridge that turns belief into real achievements. By taking action, preparing thoroughly, thinking positively, and surrounding yourself with support, you destroy fear and build unstoppable confidence. In the next chapter, we will explore how to think big. Thinking big is the mindset that multiplies confidence, action, and results. It takes the foundation of belief and confidence and expands it into extraordinary possibilities. Chapter 4. How to think big. Belief and confidence set the foundation for success. But to achieve extraordinary results, you must learn to think big. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that small thinking produces small results, while big thinking produces remarkable achievements. Thinking big is a choice. It is a mindset that expands your vision, inspires action, and attracts opportunities. People often limit themselves with small thinking. They set tiny goals. They dream within the boundaries of what feels safe. They settle for what seems easy instead of pursuing what is possible. Big thinkers do the opposite. They imagine what could be, not just what is. They focus on solutions instead of problems. They ask themselves, how can I do this, instead of can I do this? Thinking big changes the way you see yourself. It helps you act like a person destined for success. It boosts confidence because your mind begins to accept greater possibilities. When you think small, fear and doubt dominate your decisions. When you think big, energy, creativity, and determination take over. Schwartz explains that thinking big also affects how others see you. People are drawn to those with vision and ambition. They want to help, collaborate, and follow leaders who think beyond limitations. Big thinking creates influence. It opens doors that small thinking keeps closed. To think big, Schwartz offers practical techniques. First, avoid negative thinking. Do not dwell on failures, obstacles, or what could go wrong. Instead, focus on possibilities and opportunities. Second, visualize success. See yourself achieving your goals and solving problems. Mental rehearsal trains your mind to expect positive outcomes. Third, set high standards for yourself. Do not aim for mediocrity. Aim for excellence in everything you do. Even small tasks become opportunities to demonstrate skill, commitment, and creativity. High standards inspire better results and attract recognition. Fourth, associate with big thinkers. Your environment influences your mindset. Spending time with ambitious, positive, and successful people expands your own thinking. It pushes you to stretch beyond comfort and mediocrity. Fifth, focus on solutions, not problems. Instead of complaining about what cannot be done, ask yourself, what steps can I take to make it happen? This habit trains your mind to look for opportunities, not obstacles. Schwartz also encourages daring to dream. Do not fear goals that seem ambitious or impossible. Many achievements that were once impossible are now ordinary because someone dared to think big. Your dreams should inspire action and courage, not fear and hesitation. Thinking big also transforms your energy and attitude. You become more enthusiastic, proactive, and resilient. Your actions match your vision, and small results compound into large achievements over time. The lesson of this chapter is simple. Thinking big is not about luck or talent. It is a conscious choice to expand your vision, raise your standards, and act boldly. It is the mental habit that separates average performers from extraordinary achievers. In the next chapter, we will explore how to think and dream creatively. Creativity is the engine of big thinking. It allows you to solve problems, innovate, and seize opportunities that others miss. Chapter 5. How to think and dream. Creatively, thinking big is powerful, but creativity is the engine that drives big thinking into reality. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that creativity is not limited to artists or inventors. It is a skill anyone can develop to solve problems, see opportunities, and innovate in daily life. Creative thinking allows you to approach challenges in new ways and find solutions that others overlook. Most people approach problems the same way every day. They follow routines, rely on old methods, and avoid risks. This is safe, but it limits success. Creative thinkers break patterns. They ask different questions. They imagine possibilities instead of accepting the obvious. They experiment, explore, and combine ideas to create new paths. Schwartz explains that creative thinking begins with curiosity. Ask questions like, what else is possible? How can this be improved? What is another way to achieve the goal? Curiosity opens the mind to ideas that ordinary thinking ignores. He also emphasizes the importance of mental rehearsal. Imagine yourself solving a problem or completing a goal. Picture success vividly. This trains your mind to recognize solutions and opportunities when they appear in real life. Your imagination becomes a rehearsal space for real achievement. Creative thinkers also avoid the trap of negative thinking. Saying, "This cannot be done," or "it is impossible," shuts down the mind. Instead, use positive, solution-oriented language. Words like, "How can I make this work?" or "What steps can I take?" stimulate creative ideas. Language shapes thought, and thought shapes action. Schwartz encourages writing down ideas. The act of recording thoughts helps organize them, expand possibilities, and create a plan of action. Even small ideas, when developed, can lead to major breakthroughs. Innovation often starts with a simple thought, nurtured through curiosity and experimentation. Another important principle is collaboration. Discussing ideas with others provides new perspectives and feedback. Different experiences and viewpoints generate creativity. Do not fear sharing ideas. The more you expose your thoughts, the more they grow. He also warns against fear of failure. Many people avoid creative thinking because they fear mistakes or criticism. But creativity requires experimentation, trial, and error. Every attempt, successful or not, is a step toward improvement. Mistakes are lessons, not reasons to quit. Creative thinking is also fueled by knowledge. Read, observe, and learn constantly. The more information and experience you have, the more raw material your mind has to create solutions. Curiosity plus knowledge equals creativity in action. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Big thinking without creativity produces limited results. Creative thinking turns ideas into action, problems into opportunities, and dreams into reality. By asking questions, imagining solutions, avoiding negative thinking, recording ideas, and experimenting, you develop the ability to think and dream creatively. In the next chapter, we will explore how your self-image affects your success. You are what you think you are, and the way you see yourself determines how others see you and what you achieve. Chapter 6. You are what you think you are. Your self-image is one of the most powerful forces in your life. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that the way you see yourself determines the way you act, speak, and perform. It also determines how others perceive you. If you see yourself as small, weak, or unimportant, you behave in ways that confirm it. If you see yourself as capable, strong, and important, your actions and confidence reflect that vision. The key idea is simple. Your thoughts about yourself shape your reality. You are what you think you are. This is why personal development begins with self-perception. Success, influence, and happiness are all tied to how you view your own worth. Schwartz explains that people often underestimate themselves. They compare themselves to others. They focus on failures rather than successes. They allow negative words, criticism, or past experiences to define them. The result is a self-image that limits potential and suppresses ambition. To improve your self-image, start by thinking positively about yourself. Focus on strengths instead of weaknesses. Celebrate achievements, even small ones. Remind yourself daily of your abilities, your potential, and your goals. Positive reinforcement trains the mind to accept a higher standard of performance. Another important factor is action. When you act like someone capable and confident, your mind and others begin to treat you that way. Posture, tone of voice, grooming, and energy all affect perception. Success is partly created by the image you project. Schwartz calls this thinking yourself into action. Your thoughts shape your behavior, and behavior reinforces your thoughts. Associating with the right people also strengthens your self-image. Surround yourself with positive, ambitious, and supportive individuals. They reflect confidence and capability, which rubs off on you. Conversely, negative and critical people shrink your self-image and feed doubt. Your environment must reinforce your vision of yourself, not contradict it. Schwartz also highlights the importance of setting high standards. Do not aim for mediocrity. Expect the best from yourself in every situation. Even small tasks become opportunities to demonstrate skill, dedication, and professionalism. Successful self-image grows with repeated demonstration of competence and courage. Visualization is another powerful tool. Picture yourself achieving goals, handling challenges, and interacting confidently with others. Mental rehearsal prepares your mind to behave as if the success is already real. Your subconscious begins to align with your conscious goals. Finally, remember that self-image is dynamic. You can change it, improve it, and expand it at any stage of life. Belief in your ability combined with action and positive perception leads to tangible results. Thinking small about yourself leads to small achievements. Thinking big about yourself creates opportunities, influence, and success. The lesson of this chapter is simple. You are not limited by circumstances, talent, or luck. You are limited by how you see yourself. Improve your self-image, think highly of yourself, and act accordingly. The results will follow naturally. In the next chapter, we will explore how your environment influences your thinking and behavior. Managing your environment and surrounding yourself with positive influences can accelerate your growth and success. Chapter 7. Manage your environment. Go first class. Your environment shapes your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your success. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that successful people consciously manage their surroundings to support growth and achievement. Your friends, colleagues, family, and even the places you spend time influence how you think and act. Negative surroundings breed negative thinking, while positive environments encourage confidence, creativity, and action. Schwartz explains that the first step in managing your environment is evaluating the people around you. Are they supportive or discouraging? Do they inspire you to grow or pull you down with complaints and negativity? Successful individuals spend more time with people who motivate them, challenge them, and model the behavior they want to emulate. Avoid constant exposure to pessimists, critics, or complainers. Their influence can shrink your thinking and dampen your energy. Going first class is another key principle. Schwartz does not mean buying luxury items or showing off wealth. He means adopting the highest standards in every area of life. First-class thinking, first-class behavior, and first-class habits create a mental and social environment that attracts success. For example, treat your work, your time, and your relationships as if they are important and valuable. Your standards set the tone for how others respond to you. Your environment also includes the media and information you consume. Television, social media, books, and conversations shape your mindset. Choose content that educates, inspires, and encourages growth. Avoid excessive exposure to gossip, fear-mongering, or negative news that drains energy and narrows thinking. Feed your mind with ideas that expand possibilities. Schwartz emphasizes that your surroundings can accelerate or limit your progress. The same action performed in a positive, encouraging environment produces far greater results than in a negative, discouraging one. This is why successful people carefully select not only their friends, but also their mentors, workspaces, and communities. Another principle is association with winners. People who achieve great things often collaborate with others who think big, act decisively, and aim high. Association with ambitious and accomplished individuals creates an invisible push toward excellence. Their habits, attitudes, and energy become contagious, raising your own standards. Schwartz also advises managing your mental environment. What you think about, visualize, and plan daily shapes your results. Surround your mind with positive, empowering ideas. Imagine solutions, opportunities, and successful outcomes instead of dwelling on fears or limitations. The mind responds to repeated exposure, so create an environment of optimism, focus, and possibility. Finally, going first class means taking responsibility for your environment. Do not blame circumstances or other people for your limitations. Choose to elevate your surroundings wherever possible. Seek mentors, build supportive networks, and maintain personal standards that reflect your vision for success. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Your environment can either help you grow or hold you back. By consciously managing people, information, habits, and standards, you create a setting that amplifies your belief, confidence, and action. Going first class is a mindset that transforms ordinary surroundings into a launchpad for extraordinary success. In the next chapter, we will explore how your attitude becomes your most powerful ally. A positive, constructive attitude shapes relationships, opens doors, and multiplies the impact of belief, confidence, and environment. Chapter 8. Make your attitudes your allies. Your attitude is one of the most powerful tools in achieving success. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that your attitude shapes how you respond to challenges, interact with others, and pursue your goals. A positive, constructive attitude acts like a magnet, attracting opportunities, cooperation, and support. A negative attitude, on the other hand, repels success and drains energy from yourself and others. Attitudes are not just feelings. They are habits of thought that determine your behavior and influence how people perceive you. Your attitude toward work, life, and people sets the tone for every interaction. A helpful, optimistic, and solution-oriented attitude increases your effectiveness and your influence. A critical, pessimistic, or complaining attitude creates resistance and obstacles. Schwartz emphasizes that attitude is a choice. You may not control every circumstance, but you can control your response. You can choose to see difficulties as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and challenges as stepping stones. This conscious decision to maintain a constructive attitude shapes your results more than talent, luck, or external conditions. One key principle is making your attitude proactive, not reactive. Do not let others' negativity or external events determine your mood or behavior. Instead, consciously act in ways that reflect optimism, cooperation, and initiative. Proactive attitudes inspire trust, respect, and collaboration. Another important principle is gratitude. Appreciating what you have, recognizing the contributions of others, and focusing on positive aspects of your life strengthens your attitude. Gratitude reduces complaints, excuses, and pessimism, creating mental energy to pursue goals. Schwartz also highlights the importance of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is contagious. People are drawn to those who act with energy, confidence, and genuine interest. Your excitement about opportunities, ideas, and solutions influences how others respond to you. Positive attitudes create momentum, while negative ones create friction. Attitude also affects your self-image. If you believe you are capable, responsible, and valuable, you naturally project confidence and attract cooperation. If you doubt yourself or focus on problems, your actions reinforce limitations and resistance. Positive attitude multiplies the impact of belief, confidence, and action learned in previous chapters. Practical steps to develop a strong, positive attitude include: first, monitor your thoughts and words. Replace negativity with constructive statements. Second, associate with positive, encouraging people who reinforce optimism. Third, focus on solutions, not complaints. Fourth, approach challenges with curiosity and creativity. Fifth, maintain energy and enthusiasm in all interactions. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Your attitude is your ally or your enemy. When consciously developed, it amplifies your belief, confidence, creativity, and influence. It transforms obstacles into opportunities and interactions into collaborations. In the next chapter, we will explore how to think right toward people. Successful relationships, influence, and leadership depend not only on your skills, but also on the way you think about and treat others. Chapter 9. Think right toward people. Success is not achieved alone. Your relationships, influence, and ability to work with others are key to achieving big goals. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that the way you think about people shapes how you treat them and how they respond to you. Thinking right toward people builds trust, cooperation, and loyalty, while wrong thinking creates friction, resistance, and missed opportunities. Thinking right begins with respect. Every person you meet has value, experience, and perspective. Even if they are different, less experienced, or in lower positions, treating them with respect creates goodwill. People naturally respond positively to those who recognize their worth. Disrespect, criticism, and arrogance, on the other hand, destroy relationships and opportunities. Schwartz explains that successful people look for the good in others. Instead of focusing on weaknesses, mistakes, or limitations, they notice strengths, talents, and contributions. This positive focus encourages people to give their best, follow guidance, and support your goals. Your perception of others often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Think positively about people, and they act positively. Think negatively, and they mirror your doubts. Another principle is empathy. Understanding the needs, desires, and perspectives of others improves communication and influence. When you think right, you put yourself in others' shoes, anticipate reactions, and adapt accordingly. Empathy creates cooperation, reduces conflict, and strengthens personal and professional bonds. Schwartz also emphasizes generosity and encouragement. Praise sincerely, give credit where it is due, and help others succeed. Generosity builds influence and loyalty. People remember how you made them feel, more than what you achieved alone. Avoid competition that harms relationships. Thinking right does not mean ignoring ambition or personal goals. It means pursuing success without harming, belittling, or undermining others. Collaboration often produces better results than ruthless competition. A key step is avoiding negative judgment. Do not assume intentions, label others unfairly, or react based on stereotypes. Negative assumptions create barriers and reduce opportunities for partnership and growth. Instead, approach people with curiosity, openness, and positive expectation. Your attitude toward people also affects your self-image. Treating others with respect and positivity reinforces confidence, credibility, and influence. It strengthens your reputation as someone trustworthy, capable, and cooperative. This creates a cycle where positive thinking about people enhances your success, and your success reinforces positive relationships. Practical tips include: first, focus on what others do well. Praise and encourage frequently. Second, actively listen to understand, not just respond. Third, seek win-win solutions in conflicts or negotiations. Fourth, surround yourself with people who inspire growth and learning. Fifth, remember that relationships are long-term investments, not short-term tools. The lesson of this chapter is simple. Thinking right toward people multiplies opportunities, influence, and cooperation. Your success is tied to how you treat others, how you perceive them, and how you build trust. Positive, respectful, and empathetic thinking creates allies, opens doors, and accelerates achievement. In the next chapter, we will explore how to get the action habit. Belief, confidence, attitude, and relationships matter, but without decisive action, all potential remains untapped. Chapter 10. Get the action habit. Belief, confidence, attitude, and relationships are all essential for success, but without action, all potential remains unrealized. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that successful people are distinguished by their ability to act decisively and consistently. Action transforms ideas, plans, and beliefs into real results. Developing the action habit is the key to turning thinking into achievement. Most people overthink or wait for perfect conditions before acting. They plan endlessly, analyze every detail, or wait for external approval. This hesitation creates delay, lost opportunities, and stagnation. Action-oriented people act despite uncertainty. They understand that progress requires movement, not perfection. Schwartz explains that action creates momentum. The first step is always the hardest, but once you begin, each subsequent step becomes easier. Momentum compounds with repeated action, and results start appearing faster than expected. Even small actions, taken consistently, lead to significant achievements over time. Another principle is speed in decision-making. Indecision breeds fear, excuses, and missed chances. Decide quickly and act immediately. Refine your approach along the way, rather than waiting for perfect knowledge or conditions. Action itself generates learning, experience, and confidence. Schwartz also emphasizes that action overcomes fear. Many people fail because they let fear of failure prevent movement. Taking action, even imperfectly, diminishes fear and builds courage. Fear is not eliminated by thinking or wishing. It is eliminated by doing. The action habit also improves creativity. Ideas are tested in reality, problems are solved through experimentation, and new approaches emerge through doing. Creative thinking alone is not enough without action. Action turns imagination into tangible results. Successful people also act with purpose and priority. They focus on high-impact activities that move them closer to their goals. Not all action is productive. Schwartz advises acting on what matters most, taking responsibility, and avoiding wasted energy on trivial matters. Another key habit is persistence. Not every action yields immediate results. Failures, setbacks, and mistakes are inevitable. The action habit includes learning from these experiences and continuing to move forward. Consistency in action multiplies the results of belief, confidence, attitude, and relationships. Schwartz provides practical tips to develop the action habit. First, commit to acting immediately on every idea or task within your control. Second, break large tasks into smaller, manageable steps and start with the first one. Third, set clear deadlines to prevent procrastination. Fourth, review results regularly and adjust actions as needed. Fifth, reinforce the habit by celebrating completed actions, no matter how small. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Thinking, planning, and believing are essential, but only action creates results. Success is built one step at a time, consistently, decisively, and courageously. The action habit transforms potential into performance, ideas into achievements, and dreams into reality. In the next chapter, we will explore how to turn defeat into victory. Even failures and setbacks can be transformed into learning, growth, and ultimate success if approached with the right mindset and action. Chapter 11. How to turn defeat into victory. Defeat and failure are inevitable in life. No matter how talented, confident, or prepared you are, setbacks will occur. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that the difference between successful people and others is how they respond to defeat. Failure does not define you. Your reaction to it does. Turning defeat into victory is a skill that can be learned and applied in every area of life. The first step is to accept reality. Do not deny failure or blame external factors. Take responsibility for what went wrong and examine it honestly. Acceptance is not weakness. It is the foundation for growth, learning, and eventual success. Next, analyze the situation objectively. Ask yourself, what caused the failure? What could I have done differently? What lessons can I take from this experience? Treat each setback as feedback rather than a permanent defeat. Every loss contains information that can help you improve and succeed next time. Schwartz emphasizes the importance of maintaining belief during failure. Many people give up because they lose faith in themselves. Belief, confidence, and positive self-image act as buffers during tough times. They remind you that defeat is temporary and that action can turn the situation around. Another principle is persistence. Defeat tests commitment, patience, and resilience. Those who continue to act despite failure develop strength and experience. Every small success after a setback builds momentum and confidence. Persistence transforms temporary defeat into lasting achievement. Turning defeat into victory also requires a creative mindset. Look for opportunities within challenges. Ask, how can I use this situation to my advantage? Failures often expose weaknesses, gaps, or inefficiencies that, once addressed, lead to stronger performance. Those who innovate during adversity often achieve greater success than those who avoid challenges. Schwartz also highlights attitude as critical. Do not dwell on negative emotions, such as frustration, anger, or self-pity. Instead, focus on solutions, learning, and forward movement. A constructive attitude transforms obstacles into opportunities. Negative emotions prolong defeat and drain energy needed for recovery. Another important strategy is to seek support and feedback. Mentors, colleagues, and friends can provide perspective, advice, and encouragement. Constructive guidance helps you correct mistakes faster and gain new insights. Failure does not have to be faced alone. Schwartz provides practical steps to turn defeat into victory. First, face the setback immediately and accept responsibility. Second, analyze lessons learned and apply them. Third, maintain belief and confidence in your abilities. Fourth, take action quickly, starting with small, achievable steps. Fifth, review progress, adjust strategies, and persist until victory is achieved. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Defeat is not the end. It is an opportunity disguised as a challenge. By accepting reality, learning from mistakes, maintaining belief, and acting with persistence and creativity, you can transform setbacks into stepping stones for success. In the next chapter, we will explore how to use goals to help you grow. Clear, specific goals focus your action, measure your progress, and accelerate personal and professional development. Chapter 12. Use goals to help you grow. Belief, confidence, action, and persistence are powerful, but without clear goals, energy is often scattered. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that goals act as a roadmap, focusing your efforts, guiding decisions, and accelerating growth. Goals provide direction, purpose, and measurable benchmarks for achievement. Without them, even talented, motivated people drift, wasting time and opportunities. The first step in effective goal setting is clarity. Decide exactly what you want. Vague aspirations such as, "I want to succeed" or "I want to be rich" are not enough. Specific, measurable, and time-bound goals provide a target to aim for. Clarity reduces confusion, increases motivation, and strengthens commitment. Schwartz stresses the importance of writing down goals. A written goal becomes real and tangible. It reminds you daily of your priorities and fuels action. Checking progress regularly keeps you accountable and motivated. Another principle is stretching goals. Do not set targets that are too easy or small. Stretching goals challenge you, expand your capabilities, and encourage creative problem-solving. Big goals inspire big thinking, bold action, and greater achievement. Small goals may feel safe, but produce limited results. Goals should also be prioritized. Focus on the few high-impact goals that will produce the greatest results. Avoid being distracted by minor tasks or less important objectives. High-priority goals guide your time, energy, and decisions. Schwartz emphasizes linking goals to action. Goals without action are dreams. Break large goals into small, manageable steps and act on them immediately. Each step produces progress, confidence, and momentum. The action habit learned in previous chapters strengthens goal achievement. Another key aspect is flexibility. Obstacles, setbacks, and new information may require adjusting your goals. Flexibility is not giving up, but adapting while maintaining the ultimate objective. Persistent, flexible action ensures continued growth even when conditions change. Goals also enhance motivation and self-image. Achieving smaller goals builds confidence and reinforces belief in your abilities. Success becomes a cycle. Belief drives action. Action produces results. Results strengthen self-image, and self-image drives bigger goals. Schwartz also highlights the importance of visualizing goals. Imagine yourself accomplishing objectives, solving challenges, and reaping rewards. Visualization trains your mind to expect success, reinforcing both action and belief. Practical steps to use goals effectively include: first, write down clear, specific goals. Second, set deadlines to create urgency and focus. Third, break large goals into achievable steps and take consistent action. Fourth, review progress regularly and adjust strategies if needed. 5th, celebrate achievements to reinforce confidence and motivation. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Goals focus your energy, guide your actions, and accelerate growth. They transform abstract desire into concrete achievement and amplify the power of belief, confidence, action, and attitude. In the next chapter, we will explore how to think like a leader. Leadership thinking shapes vision, inspires others, and multiplies influence and results. Chapter 13. How to think like a leader. Success is not only about personal achievement. To create extraordinary results, influence others, and multiply impact, you must think like a leader. David J. Schwartz emphasizes that leadership is not a position or title. It is a mindset, a way of thinking that inspires action, creates vision, and drives results. Anyone can develop the ability to think like a leader, regardless of status or experience. The first principle of leadership thinking is vision. Leaders see opportunities, possibilities, and solutions that others overlook. They focus on the big picture, not just immediate problems or routine tasks. Vision guides decisions, motivates action, and inspires others to follow. Without vision, effort is scattered, and results are limited. Second, leaders take responsibility. They do not blame others or circumstances for failures. Instead, they focus on what they can control and how to make improvements. Responsibility builds credibility, trust, and influence. People follow those who take ownership rather than those who complain or evade accountability. Schwartz explains that leaders think positively about people. They look for strengths, encourage growth, and create cooperation. Leadership thinking avoids unnecessary criticism, negativity, or judgment. By thinking positively, leaders inspire loyalty, initiative, and collaboration. Another key principle is decisiveness. Leaders make timely decisions based on available information. They do not hesitate endlessly or wait for perfect conditions. Even imperfect decisions are refined through action and feedback. Indecision breeds stagnation, while action generates momentum and learning. Leaders also embrace creativity and problem solving. They approach challenges as opportunities to innovate. Thinking like a leader means imagining multiple solutions, experimenting, and adapting quickly. Creative thinking combined with decisive action multiplies results and influence. Schwartz emphasizes that leaders think in terms of service, not just personal gain. They seek to create value for others, whether employees, clients, or communities. By contributing and empowering others, leaders amplify their impact and attract loyalty and support. Persistence is another hallmark of leadership thinking. Leaders continue to act despite obstacles, setbacks, or criticism. They maintain focus on goals and vision, inspiring others through example. Consistency in action reinforces credibility, trust, and influence. Practical steps to think like a leader include: first, develop a clear vision for your goals and future. Second, take responsibility for your actions and results. Third, focus on the strengths and potential of people around you. Fourth, make timely decisions and take action confidently. Fifth, embrace creativity, problem solving, and adaptability. Sixth, persist through challenges and setbacks. The lesson of this chapter is clear. Leadership thinking multiplies your influence, effectiveness, and impact. It combines vision, responsibility, positive perception of people, decisiveness, creativity, service, and persistence into a mindset that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. With this final chapter, the journey of the magic of thinking big comes full circle. Belief, confidence, thinking big, creativity, self-image, environment, attitude, relationships, action, resilience, goal setting, and leadership all are interconnected. Applied consistently, they unlock potential, expand influence, and create lasting success. Thank you for listening to this summary of The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. If you found these insights valuable and want more practical strategies for success, growth, and personal development, make sure to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button now and join our community of thinkers, dreamers, and achievers. Stay inspired, take action, and keep thinking big.